Hello, Will Hollis here. Today on the Rexo show, we've got a stack of cool things lined up for you. We've got the answers as to why vinyl is coming back in a massive way, whether buying branded really does get you better, and where the best bakery in Notts is. But first,
I've been grinding, just watch out my journey. Pain at the grinding, kneel down to the king. Only purpose is to win. I'ma make it for this evening. Walking miles, my feet are bleeding. Feeling leaving, fucking cheating. What's the point of being here? Feelings are even. Kneel down to the king. Only purpose is to win.
it's never easy breaking into the music industry, but by putting in the work, it can be chipped away at until there's a crack of light and a way in. KizzleArtist is certainly a guy with a plan, and he definitely knows the direction he's going in. We met up at a little dessert place in Nottingham and had a bit of a chat about what the future holds for him. I think one of the biggest comparisons you can make between people and music is that they're both always changing. And you grew up in Nottingham, you know, you were born and bred here. Right. How have you seen the Nottingham music change, and how have you changed with it?
Well, I've seen the Nottingham music industry change more in the sense of it being from a hobby and the transition from a hobby, should I say, to a professional career. So myself, I've gone from, like I said, the hobby stage to a semi-career and being a full-time career for certain artists in Nottingham. That's how I've seen it grow, and that's how I've kind of like grown with it myself. So I'm taking it from like a hobby, a part-time thing, something that you do in your spare time, to something that you can now feed your families and yourself with.
So what changes are actually made between going from a hobby to a career? Is it just being more professional?
Yeah, one being more professional, one building the industry links that you need to do to be able to get the sales or to get the money and revenues coming. And more, I think it's more taking yourself seriously and understand that you have to grow up and mature with your delivery and how you're servicing your people, your viewers or your listeners.
And is that something you've discovered with age, that kind of professionalism?
I think it's coming with musical maturity, experience, and just watching the kind of things that you see around in the infrastructure and learning from other people's mistakes.
Yeah. So the name KizzleArtist,
yes.
Where does that come from? Because putting your name artist on the end is kind of quite a big grandstanding.
Yeah, I kind of put it on there as a statement because I was kind of like coming away from the notion of the whole Ethel, shizzle. I came around at those times there, so I wanted to kind of like get more of a professional stamp without changing the whole name for people to completely have to search a new artist.
Well, you lose the recognition then when you take away Kizzle, don't you?
Yes, completely, yeah. So, and especially for me to be doing music for such a long time. I've been doing music for almost now consecutively about 10 years now. So for me to completely change that name, it would have made no sense. So I just wanted to add an extra bit of certification on there.
Foreign things switch lanes. Disappeared David Blaine. Suicide events door. I just really need that dough. But I'm in the rubby though. I just pushed out to go. No trap straps black. On the mic straps down.
So in terms of Nottingham, I think the scene is quite inclusive.
Yes.
I don't think you can try and get into the scene and be blocked out. But I think you kind of have to discover whether you're going down a path where you do things your own way, or you stick to what people are doing. They might already be successful doing that, but everybody's doing that. Which path have you chosen?
Myself, I've kind of gone like the individual path, not for any particular reasons in a negative way, but just more of a sense of I've always liked to have creative control of my output and how I release things and how things are kind of being portrayed for myself. And sometimes when you put it into an oversaturated scene of things that aren't really fully managed correctly or completely always constantly managed, sometimes you can kind of get washed away with the rest, and I don't want to be one of those. So, yeah.
Well, there's a risk there, putting faith in somebody else doing what's right by you, isn't there? So do you feel you have more safety?
Yeah, I think it's just more creative control on how things are getting done and when they get done, times, dates, where, locations. It's just a lot more honed in when it's in that sense.
Yeah. So in terms of endorsements and people helping you out, you can't really go down that path on your own completely.
Yes.
So there must be somebody, having
So
your
in the
back
sense of the machines that's been behind me, the industry machines that's been behind me. So I've created a record label with my family, independent record label, which is called KizzleArtist Limited.
So that's your own record label?
Yes, that's our own. That's funded by ourselves, and obviously we get all the revenue coming back as well. But in terms of endorsements and stuff like that, I signed my first publishing deal last year, which was thankfully obviously a massive thing for me. Obviously, I think it's probably like one of the first for Nottingham as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I might not get the recognition that it might deserve, but obviously after this interview, hopefully people will know about it. But it was with an international publishing company called Starlab. Shouldn't really mention it to you yet, but that's how it goes, how the industry goes, giving them exclusives. And then also, it was also through a record that I actually got signed as well through an international Swedish company as well, called PR Records as well, so shout out to them.
So there's quite a lot going on, you've got things in the pipeline. What would you say is coming up in the future?
Right now, especially in the nearby future, for 2017 I've just been invited for a 5-day international tour with my homie, JB out in the States. He's also got an artist that he's currently managing as well, which is touring with the artist called Future as well. So hopefully that's the next thing on tour, on board with just international scope. And just be able to get kind of international fan base and just be able to just reach out to the world.
So is that quite exciting for you?
Yes, most definitely.
Seeing everything really come together at this one point in your life?
I think the biggest thing as well, just also seeing the different kind of responses that you can get from different ethnicities, different corners of the world. We've had people in China, Dubai, people literally in Abu Dhabi, going down to the States, Brazil, Monaco, literally all over the world, sending in music, sending in pictures of them literally without our clothing and our brand. It's just really amazing and inspiring to see that you can touch someone that you've never met in a different side of the world and they can still receive it just like I'm speaking to you now.
Yeah. So it's great obviously having that fan base, and it's always got to expand to and make the next step in the industry. But what about Nottingham? What kind of a response have you had from there?
Nottingham's been good. I've had a really good, if anything, that was probably like the branch of where the extended branches kind of went from, kind of thing. That's the seed where the extended branches started from. My fan base is predominantly in Nottingham, so which is amazing. Like I'll go into the town centres and people will stop me for pictures, sign CDs. I was literally dropping off CDs yesterday for fans and stuff. So it's nice from the response from your own as well, for people to say, okay, we take Kizzle and we have him, and this is ours, and then obviously to promote to other people as well. It's really nice to have that kind of opportunity and have the kind of response from my own city as well. So it's nice.
Yeah, I guess it's nice to keep it where it is.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I always represent Nottingham, no matter what kind of corner I go to the world. Obviously, just about expanding, but also bringing your hometown with you as well.
And home is where the heart is, as they say.
Yes.
Brilliant. It's been a pleasure chatting to you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care.
If you've been living under a rock, you might have missed that vinyl seems to be on sale on every shelf in the city. It's cool apparently. But why is the way that my dad listened to music suddenly popular again? Nick and Tom own a record shop called Plates, where they sell used and new vinyl.
Yeah, my name's Nick and I'm the founder at Plates. I kind of just make sure the business keeps running and I'm in charge of the cutting. I started it 2 years ago, so yeah, we just had our second anniversary in October. The shop I started as a basis for kind of things that I want to keep alive in music, so ways that people can get inspired, whether they're trying to find music or make music or just, get into something that will, help them be creative, basically. So I found that a lot of those things were kind of being lost within the art world, whether it's music or, other art forms. And we really just wanted to keep that around and make it available for people. So the shop's really just a base for all of those things. So definitely much more than just like selling records. We got into this business pretty late in the game, so I've only been doing it for 2 years, which is around the time of this talk of the vinyl revival and stuff. That's not the reason why we got into this, but I can't complain. It helps the presence of vinyl. People are talking about it, so that just obviously keeps it a relevant topic. But in terms of a resurgence or whatever, I'm not too sure because I wasn't around in the earlier days. If I'm honest, I don't think it really went away for people that were interested in it. I know that if we get a local artist or someone that people know around here and they've got an exclusive vinyl release, it always sells well. And I'll always back something like that because I know that it's stuff that people want to support. And obviously it has to be good music, otherwise I won't buy it. But yeah, that's definitely something that people get behind. This is the dub cutting studio, so we cut acetates, which are essentially the first stage of making a vinyl record. So the discs that are called master discs, which are the first part of creating a run of records, are cut on something called a lathe. We managed to acquire that equipment somewhere in Nottingham, which was a really unheard of thing, because there's not many of these around anymore, and they're from the 1950s, so a lot of them are just precious. Yeah, battered, or they just take so much work to get going and stuff. And if you're not an engineer, it's a real challenge, which is something I'm learning right now. But basically, yeah, we just got into it because it's something that I'd wanted to do for a long time. And to me, it's an important piece of that culture of music. But I'd pretty much given up, to be honest. I've been looking for a couple of years and just thought I'm never going to find a lathe. Like, you know, most people do give up, basically. But we were lucky that, you know, I had a friend who knew someone, and it was in Nottingham. Selling online, it's, you know, it keeps us going. It's like, you know, the record shop thing is not enough to just be selling records in a physical shop anymore. So we actually sell more online than we do, you know, people coming down the shop, which, you know, that kind of hurts, but that's just the reality of it. You know, it's hard to get a reputation for, you know, quality, I guess. And like, even the people, the independents that are really well received here now took a while to get there, you know. People like Mim and, you know, Wigflex and those guys, like, they've been doing it for years, you know, a decade or so before really reaping the benefits, I think. So, you know, it takes a while. Particularly with kind of, you know, tastemakers and students and all those sort of things, getting those people on side, you know, I think you need to do a few good events and parties and stuff to get people there, but that's the aim, yeah. I suppose we kind of specialise in dance music to an extent because there's not really much of that in Nottingham. We don't like to sort of rule anything out, so, you know, I'm into a lot of kind of jazz and like soul and stuff like that. So we always make sure that stuff's like heavily stocked, but then equally, you know, I love hip hop and I love jungle and, you know, other kind of dance music. So there's just, that's pretty much it. You know, I don't want to cater to one thing or one audience, you know. That's definitely our intention as well, is not to aim ourselves at young people or old people or whatever, because, you know, we want music to be able to kind of bring those things together.
Now, you might think that you're a bit of a savvy shopper, saving the pennies by buying non-brand foods. Or maybe the branded stuff really does taste better. We decided that we put them both to a taste test.
You look so... You're thinking hard.
I'm not about this. I'm not about this at all.
I'm just go for the non-branded.
You think this is non-branded?
No, this is definitely Kellogg's.
I think this is a Kellogg's cornflakes, even though I haven't got anything to compare it to. I think, yeah.
Okay.
I don't like this at all.
Do you want to stop? What are you thinking? It's a non-branded.
It's way more crunchy. Like.
These are the value ones.
Yeah.
These are the whatever value, everyday essential ones.
Okay.
These taste less cornflakey than the other ones. But less like cornflakey flavour.
I could even tell that from the way it looks.
The first one had better quality. This one tastes like it's just nastiness. I think the first one is the proper one,
Yeah.
and this one is like, oh, I'm just going to the store to buy 99p cornflakes.
You guys are right. So that is the Tesco one, and the first one is the branded one.
Yeah, but there's no difference. So.
There's actually a big difference.
No, the first ones were Tesco value.
No!
Yeah.
That's why I had so much sugar. You're lying to me.
I just knew straight away that it was non-branded.
What are these? Are these a cornflakes? This is dirty. This is not nice.
That one is about £2. The Kellogg's one, and that one is about 56p.
I still wear that one. Because it's not really that big of a difference taste-wise. And if you put sugar in it, you really want to deep it.
Whole box.
No. This, I don't believe this. Essential. These aren't very nice.
Wow. Right, okay.
Yeah, you could.
You know what it tastes like?
Straight away.
Oh yeah.
You know what? This doesn't taste like Coke either.
It's got way more fizz.
Ooh.
So, is one of them real Coke, like Coca-Cola brand Coke, and one of them's
Fake.
water?
Tastes like a sweet, literally. Like, if you could put a sweet into a liquid, that's what it tastes like. If you put liquid down to sweet, that's what it tastes like.
Do you want to know the price difference?
Yeah.
So they're about the same in terms of quantity in a bottle, but the Tesco brand one is 17p, and the Coca-Cola one is £1.63.
17p. You shouldn't buy it purely because it's 17p.
Only because it says Coke on it, you don't know what you're drinking. You're drinking sewage. This.
That's a non-branded one.
You think so?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's alright.
No.
You're very salty, very vinegary. Okay.
Okay.
I still want.
This is the flavour that you probably
This
get.
one's got way more flavour.
That's so weird.
These ones are less flavoury, but still not very nice.
Okay. I'll say this is the branded
Yeah.
colour. I would say the unbranded.
I think these are the Kettles ones, and these are the Tesco ones.
So that one is the branded one, and the other one is the non-branded one. So there's the Kettle ones, and the ones in front of them.
Everyday essentials.
Everyday essential. Well done.
These had too much salt vinegar on them.
Yeah, because that's what everyday essentials does. It dash
I mean,
everything
they're not
in.
everyday essential. They are Tesco finest.
Oh wow, well done.
However, they're half price compared to the Kettle ones.
Wow.
Which ones did you prefer?
Kettle ones are so much
I
nicer.
prefer the Kettle ones.
Yeah. Awesome. So the price is worth it then.
Freshly baked bread is probably one of the nicest smells in the world, and they've got some of the best stuff down at the small food bakery where they're always cooking up sourdoughs, pizzas and pastries. They cook in small batches using local ingredients to make one hell of a loaf.
Small Food Bakery is a small food factory based here at Primary. I started it 3 years ago. It came about because I had a friend who was already baking in the same space we're in now, and she had to move away, and I'd helped her out a little bit, and she said to me, "Kim, I want you to take it over. I don't want anyone else to have it. You have to take it." So I thought about it, and it's always been an ambition of mine to start some kind of small food business, and that's how it started. It was Small Food Bakery.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
What we're about is making small batches of things using local ingredients. We don't have a prescribed production, so rather than saying we're going to make 80 of these, 100 of these, we literally look around us, see what our local suppliers are actually able to provide us with, and we work with those ingredients as much as we possibly can. It's our number one kind of priority really in designing any of the products that we have on our counter. We try to make sure that all of the ingredients are traceable back to the soil. So I often say we look for local produce, and we do. We prioritise working with local people, it's convenient. But actually what's more important to us is knowing the exact route that the ingredients have taken from the soil to get to us. We like to deal directly with farmers. We get better value for money that way. We learn a lot by doing that. And it allows us to really interrogate whether things are being grown in an environmentally sustainable way, whether or not the food is healthy and fresh. We feel it gives us a lot of control over the ingredients that we use, and hopefully it comes through in the flavour of the end product. We also work with only wild yeasts, making a bread most people know as sourdough. This is a very slow process, and we actually start some of our doughs on a Tuesday afternoon, which will be baked on Friday. So it's not that we're supplying other people or doing other markets and things in the week. We're literally preparing for what you see on the counter at the weekend. So when we open up on a Friday morning, you'll find quite a broad range of products on our counter. We always have a great range of sourdough breads, and we can be quite inventive with the flavours that we add. There's always a weekly special. Our best-selling, most loved product is our Radford Wild sourdough. I think it's probably the one I'm most proud of, because it's a bread that people take home and it lasts them all week, and they find it a useful way to feed their family. We're unusual in that we only open on Fridays and Saturdays. We also do a bake on a Thursdays, which provides for the Nottingham Food Assembly. This is a kind of online farmers market. But essentially, in terms of retailing, sometimes people find it puzzling that we only open 2 days a week. And my explanation for this is that we're quite a small team. We make everything by hand from scratch, with often raw ingredients that just come straight in from a farm. I think it's a great way to buy food locally because it's a weekly market, unlike lots of farmers markets. So if people want to know more about what we do at Small Food Bakery, the best way to do that is probably to follow us on our Facebook page or on Instagram, where we post regular photographs of the things that we're making. We also have a website, and people are welcome to get in touch with any questions they have via email. www.smallfoodbakery.com.
Sadly, that's all we've got time for on the Rexo show today. I'm Hollis. Until next time. If you've been living under a rock, you might have missed that vinyl. Take two. If you've been living under a rock, you might have missed that vinyl seems to be coming back. No, fuck off. Take 7. Freshly baked bread is probably one of the nicest smells in the world. Take 4.